Hey guys, Dr. Vu here for another medical Let's Play. A unique style of Let's Play where I play medical-based video games with the eyes and knowledge of a doctor. Almost. But anyway, today I'm going to be playing an app called Prognosis. I actually just found this app like 10 minutes ago, so I actually don't know anything about it besides what was said on the description when I downloaded it. And I think it said something like downloaded over 1.5 million times, and that doctors highly recommend this game. So I really don't know what's going on, and I'm just like you, so we'll figure this game out together. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so I just loaded up the app, and this is apparently the Prognosis Your Diagnosis version, because you can see at the bottom there's other versions of this, which is the STD one, which I may need to play in the future. Respiratory, diabetes, cardiology, and questions. But so this is the Your Diagnosis version, which means that it might pertain to doctors a lot more, which kind of makes sense with the reviews now. So we'll figure this out together. Alright, so all cases, medicine, surgery, the OBGYN, and pediatrics. Well, I'm in pharmacy, so I'm going to do the medicine ones. Now the question is, which one? Excitable, even more swelling. Wow, there's a lot. Let's just, what happened? I guess scrolling too much counts as like a backslash or something. Okay, whatever. Whoops, didn't want to click that. Let's just do a random one. I don't know, Switched. It reminds me of Switched at Birth, that ABC Family drama. I don't know. Whatever, let's just jump right into this one. Okay, so let's see what's going on. A 35-year-old woman from South Asia presents with fever and a cough productive of yellowish viscid sputum for 1 week. Wait, this seems more like a disease management kind of thing. This really isn't a game. It's more like testing yourself. So I guess I'll be your tour guide on this medical adventure. Okay, so let's look at everything from a medical standpoint. She's from South Asia, which means that, there's a chance for kind of tropical diseases or something like that. Fever, always important. A cough productive of yellowish sputum. Sputum is mucus, spit, whatever. And it being yellow means that there is a bacterial infection going on. And productive cough means that when you do cough, you expel something like chest congestion or something. You get rid of that mucus in your chest. Non-productive would just be like a dry cough, kind of like what I did in the intro. Okay, so let's move on. She gives a history of similar episodes dating from childhood, so this is long ongoing, usually managed on an outpatient basis, kind of like she goes to an ER, they discharge her on antibiotics or something, I don't know. Her medical history is otherwise unremarkable, which means that there's nothing else that pertains to this particular case. No smoking, been married for 5 years, and no children. So that's her social history. All right. Dyspneic. It kind of looks like it's spelled all odd, or I've never seen it spelled like this before. What this means that she's short of breath, pretty much. A respiratory rate of 28 cycles per minute. This is actually a little high. Normal is 15 to 20. But it makes sense that it's high because she's short of breath, so she needs more oxygen. Pulse is 90 beats per minute. Normal is 60 to 100, so that's regular. Blood pressure 125/80, that's good. Clubbing noted in all fingers. So this is a pretty key sign. I kind of want to think that this is cystic fibrosis right now because she has that thick yellow sputum along with clubbing. Clubbing of the fingers, I really don't know how to explain. Look it up on Wikipedia. Respiratory system, trachea, central, bilateral crackles, and wheezes noted. So this is kind of when the doctor does a physical exam on you, and they take the stethoscope and listen to your back for your lungs and then your front for your heart. So what bilateral crackles means is that in both of your lungs, there's these popping noises. You can probably find a sound clip on the internet or something. But what these popping noises are is the alveoli in your lungs, the things that carry the oxygen, are kind of like they're bursting. So your body's not getting the full amount of oxygen that it needs, which leads to wheezing, which leads to being short of breath, which leads to a high respiratory rate. You got to learn how to connect everything together in medicine. All right, moving on. Cardiovascular system, apex felt in right fifth ICS and mid-clavicular line. What the heck does that mean? This means that, well, first let's define ICS. ICS is intercostal space, and the fifth ICS is between your fifth and your sixth rib. So this means that the pit of the bottom of the heart, the apex, is excuse me. The apex of the heart is felt most prominently between the fifth and sixth rib, which is pretty normal. Dual rhythm, normal heart sound. So everything sounds okay with the heart. So let's move on to investigation. Wow, I'm still not over this cold. X-ray chest. So a chest X-ray. There are cystic shadows in the lower zones of both lungs. Dextrocardia is present. Wow. Dextrocardia basically means that the heart is pointing to the right. So kind of like, yeah, it's backwards basically. Normally your heart kind of points to the left. But yeah, so that's basically what that is. And this is kind of like an autosomal recessive congenital disease, which means that you have to be born with this. Your heart just doesn't suddenly turn the other way. And I guess that can lead to some problems, I think. I'm not too sure. An echocardiogram. Okay, so dextrocardia with situs inversus is noted. Atrioventricular concordance is present. No valvular or structural defects are seen. The great arteries and veins appear structurally normal. All right, so let's break that down. So we have dextrocardia, which means that your heart is backwards, which that's what kind of situs inversus means. That means that all of your major internal organs are mirrored along with the heart. Yeah. Atrial ventricular concordance is present, which means that your AV sounds are reflected based on the heart, which, so it's backwards, so the sounds go with it. No valvular or structural defects are seen. So that means even though the heart is backwards, there's nothing wrong with it, and the arteries and veins are normal. So that's good. So that means it's pumping blood normally. CT chest scan. Bronchiectasis. I probably butchered that word. I really never learned how to say it. I kind of just look at it. Of the right, middle, and lower lobes right, middle, and lower lobes and the left lower lobe. So that's what is this bronchiectasis. This is how do I put it? Kind of like destruction of the airways. So that means that the tubes leading up to the lungs are being destroyed, which means that you're not getting enough oxygen. This can lead to like major dilation of all your passageways, which means that it's easily collapsible. You can actually, this is actually a cause of the sputum actually, because it can impair the clearance of the mucus, which can cause that heavy buildup which the patient's having. So maybe this case is more related to the bronchiectasis rather than cystic fibrosis altogether, even though this can be due to cystic fibrosis. I'm not too sure. Okay, and then they do an ultrasound of the abdomen and the positions of the abdominal viscera, which means all the organs are reversed, so in concordance with the dextrocardia. Okay. Management. Let's see, antibiotics, Dornase alpha. Dornase alpha is actually the mainstay treatment for cystic fibrosis. Because cystic fibrosis is characterized by the heavy mucus buildup, Dornase alpha basically just thins it out so that when you cough, it's easier for you to get that out. Pulmonary resection, that's basically invasive surgery where they cut open your chest and kind of start moving things around. and physiotherapy, which is just, proper management of day-to-day activities. I don't think this is related to cystic fibrosis, so I'm going to get rid of the Dornase alpha. It's kind of a flip of a coin, because if it were cystic fibrosis, you don't need antibiotics. If it were cystic fibrosis, you don't need antibiotics. I want to make sure I said that right. But I don't think it is. So I think it's an acute infection because of the yellow sputum, so I'll say yes to antibiotics, no to Dornase alpha. Excuse me. I don't know if you cut open people too often, especially if you don't want to, so I'll say no to that. And physiotherapy, because yes, you always want to be counseled on normal things. So finish. Are you really finished? Well, I clicked the button, so yes, I am. And I got my 100%. Yay, I'm smart. Okay, and that was Prognosis, your diagnosis. That wasn't really a game I just played. It was more like an educational tool for med school students or even doctors who want to kind of try to retain info as they go through the years. So yeah, if you know any med school students or something, recommend this to them, because it probably help them learn their coursework and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm Dr. Boo, reminding you to like, comment, and subscribe, and as always, stay classy.